Hi, my fellow TIs and friends. I know I talked about love and loyalty not always coming from your blood. And I'm not talking about all my blood. You know, a couple years ago, I got a hold of my full blooded brother, my only full blooded kin. And, oh, what the hell is that? Ta da! I'm just now getting around to having some coffee. Pet the cat and shit. That was Nacho. I had to swipe him away. But, you know, he's my only full-blooded brother. I have a lot of brothers and sisters that are just from my father. And, me being changed, and us both getting older, I guess we now get along. And, you know, when I talk about him, I smile because I haven't seen him since, I think, probably about 2005. And we didn't really get along or, have anything to talk about with each other. But he's a decent guy. And even when we didn't really have anything to talk about with each other, I've always loved him. And remember when I was thin and frail, it took me so long to gain this weight, and it's because of I've been getting nauseated for years. And I used to be able to eat when I was nauseated. And then it finally turned out and I couldn't gain no more weight. Well, I finally gained weight. And you could see my face, different medication more often. And, at the time when I was frail, and mind you, I'm still, I wouldn't say frail, because every step doesn't hurt, you get me? But I'm still fragile, and I'm still not in good health. But I asked him if he could pay for my funeral. And he said, yeah, cremated or boxed. And I just thought that was awesome. And I have what I want in mind for a funeral. Still now. I looked at the coffins because I'm the type of person, if I could get a deal, if I got any money, I'm jazzed. But even if somebody else gets a deal, it makes me happy that they got some kind of deal. So I went online and I looked at blue caskets because, I've always wanted to be buried in a blue casket. Don't bury me in a dress, bury me in my Dickies, with my blue chucks somewhere in that coffin, you know. But those coffins were still too fancy for me. I think I found one at Costco or something, a blue, what do you call it, casket. It was like, what, $7.99 or something? I'm not sure. It was a long time ago that I looked this stuff up. And they were still too fancy. I mean, you got to remember, this is only a shell. You wear this shell until your body passes. That's why I never got too sad about losing my teeth or losing my muscle tone and my body just deteriorating, from all these health problems and stuff. Because, I'd catch a glance in the mirror coming out of the shower and, my eyes would well up. But I'd remind myself, this is only a shell. This world is only temporary. The next world, that's an eternity. And you get your beauty back, and you're beautiful inside anyways. Because you could look as good looking as you want. And if you don't shine from the inside and you're not a good person, that makes you not attractive. You get what I'm saying? But where was I going with the blue casket? I know this has nothing to do with it being a target individual. But then, I seen some, I looked up, handmade coffins. And they had the kind with the, back in the old days, the Western kind. But, all finished and really nice and stuff. And I said, that's the kind of casket I want, who gives a fuck about, excuse my language, titanium and silk pillows? It's just a shell. Like I said, I want to be buried in my dickies, looking the way that I dress when I'm with my home team, But I seen this casket, and it was like for a fraction of the price. And I just thought, screw the blue casket. You know what? I want one of these. And I want my home team that show up, I want them to bring Sharpies and hit up on that wooden casket. People that show up for me, they can bring roses and throw them in the hole if they want. But my home team that's there, I want them to throw creased Southside blue bandanas into that hole after they lower the casket. I want there to be a party afterwards. A party. I don't want people to cry for me because I'll be somewhere where there's no suffering and no pain. You get me? And I'll be happy. And I won't be crying for them. And I won't be crying for myself. I'll be happy. So I want a celebration afterwards. A real celebration of my life. I want them to listen to the music that we did when we were growing up. Stuff like Zap and, that funk, that old school shit, oldies, and other types of music too. I want them to dance. I want them to drink. I want them to get up there in front of everybody and tell stories about me. And silly things and personal things the stupid things I've done. Now, we'll keep some of the stuff I've done. To ourselves, but I don't worry about that because dead men don't tell tales, and a lot of my people are dead now, so I don't worry about that too much. But yeah, I want people to celebrate and laugh, tell stupid stories about me, funny stories about me, good memories, and make other people laugh. Celebrating the life I had. Celebrating me going to where I'll be happy. Yeah, so not all blood is disloyal. You know, that's not what I was trying to say. You know, and my kids, they're not invited to my funeral. I don't want them to be there. You know, because there are people that are loyal to me and that have showed me love. You know, if you weren't coming by and checking on me or calling me when I was alive, I don't want you at my funeral. If you're my kid, you know. And my full-blooded brother, you know, I love him, and I haven't seen him for a long time. And what I wouldn't do to wrap my arms around him, or he's bigger than me. I mean, you know. There are so many people I love. And so many people that have treated me like family throughout my life. But it's, I don't know how to say the word, but it's crazy. I'll just use crazy. You know, how people love you and they don't have to be near to you. And have been there for you throughout the years. You know, I love so many. I love my goddaughter. I love my best friend. I love his wife. I love their kids. You know, I love Jessica. You know, Jason, Tony. You know, I love Wino. I love Wino. And I love Nacho. And I love Shorty. You know, I could make a list. You know, I love Miss Cheers. I don't think I'd ever end that list. Because even though some people aren't around today or people aren't near to you, you know, I appreciate, you know, I mean, I don't have nothing right now. I'm running out of everything. Don't have nothing. But I look forward to being with people that love me on my birthday. You know, for my birthday. people from my team. And as for my full-blooded brother, he might not say it, but I know he loves me. Some people don't say it. The people that I talk to every day, and mind you, these people are grown-ups and have jobs. We're not young no more. But when you've died as many times as I have and been back to Earth, brought back to this world, and you get older, plus you get older, I think that has a lot to do with it too. You tell people you love them if you love them. You don't hold back. You let them know how you feel about them. I don't care who it is. Tell people how you feel about them. And we've all got narcissists in our life or out of our life. And a narcissist, somebody with narcissistic behavior is always right. Always right. You do one thing wrong. And plus, they're blaming you for shit that you didn't do. And they gather their flying monkeys who fling their poo too and throw them at you. But you got to remember, when somebody's throwing mud at you, they're trying to cover up their own dirt. How can I talk about my funeral? Because it makes me happy. It makes me happy to think about it. May that, be it weird or not, because the suffering that us targeted individuals do, and some people suffer their whole lives. But if you know where you're going, and this is the first slow kill, couldn't take my mind, couldn't take who I've grown to be. So they targeted the most vulnerable, which is my body and my health. Starting off with the EMF radiation, which anything over 45 is radiation. You can measure it with your phone, and it's pretty fucking accurate. Now it's normal. I used to get shocked on my feet. And part of it is the nausea. The hurting of your teeth. Well, if you're a TI, you know. And no matter what they diagnose you with, everything you feel, your body, your mind, your emotions, your mind, it affects your body, okay? I used to have really, really super bad, bottomless pit of depression, before my accident. And, everything I felt, everything I was going through, it affected my body. Everything I felt in here. So, you figure you have nerves everywhere. That electronic harassment, the radiation they used to hit me with, the directed energy weapons, it's all taking a toll. The no-touch torture. And if somebody's looking now, she's crazy, she's nuts. Either they're a part of it, or they didn't do their research. Because United Nations acknowledges this shit. Finally. And there's being court cases won. Not a lot, but it's something. And even though I'm not, oh shit, I've been on here too long. I don't know. Sometimes I talk in circles. But I know what I'm saying, and I know what I'm saying, it makes sense to the people who really understand. You get what I'm saying? I used to say, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That was a habit. I've done that since I was young. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I noticed when people would point it out, I'd say it even more. So I changed too. You get me? You get me? Sounds better. And I do it a lot less. Guy, I got a little handsome furry buddy. He's another one. So, you know what? Even if you don't have anything, you appreciate what you have. Even if the ones you love aren't close, you still know that they love you. You get what I'm saying? I'm looking forward to leaving. I haven't got nothing packed or done anything. And I need everything, but don't have it. But somehow. And I'm looking forward to being with people I love. My home team. Yeah, so peace, love, and laughter. And thank you for watching. Let me know if you get what I'm saying. You get me? You get me? You know what I mean?